Mia Johnson had been Riccardo Santini's secretary for 18 months, and for at least 12 of those months, she'd been acutely, painfully aware that her boss was watching her. Not in a creepy way, not in a way that made her uncomfortable or worried about HR violations, or made her want to quit her job and move to another state, but in a way that made her skin warm, and her heart race and her brain completely malfunction every time she walked into his office with his morning coffee. He looked at her like he was hungry, like she was interesting, like he wanted to do things that were definitely, absolutely not appropriate for a professional workplace environment. And Mia, despite being modest and quiet, and generally risk-averse in every aspect of her life, wanted him to do those things, desperately, for months, to the point where she'd started having dreams about him that made her blush every time she had to look at him the next morning, which was a problem. A huge, complicated, potentially career-ending problem. Because Riccardo Santini was her boss. Powerful, wealthy, connected to things Mia didn't ask questions about because she valued her job and her safety. The kind of man who made boardrooms nervous and competitors disappear, sometimes literally, though again, Mia didn't ask questions. He was 49 years old. Wait, 39? She'd seen his birthday on his calendar, and completely out of her league. Except for the way he looked at her. That look said she was very much in his league. That look said he was thinking about her in ways that had nothing to do with quarterly reports or meeting schedules. Mia had spent 12 months noticing that look and doing absolutely nothing about it because she was professional and appropriate and terrified of misreading signals. But today, Saturday afternoon, standing in an upscale boutique in Soho trying on dresses for her best friend's wedding next month, Mia decided she was done being appropriate. She was going to send her boss a photo of herself in a dress and see what happened. It was insane. It was reckless. It was completely out of character for someone who'd spent her entire adult life playing it safe. But Mia was tired of safe. Tired of watching Riccardo watch her and doing nothing about it. Tired of the tension that hummed between them every time they were in the same room. So when she tried on the red dress, fitted, elegant, the kind of dress that made her look confident instead of modest, she made a decision. She pulled out her phone, angled it in the fitting room mirror, took a photo that showed the dress and just enough context to make it clear she was in a store, and typed a message. To Riccardo Santini. Does this look okay? Her thumb hovered over send for 30 seconds, while her brain screamed about professionalism and appropriateness and all the reasons this was a terrible idea. Then she hit send before she could chicken out. 3 dots appeared immediately. Disappeared. Appeared again. Riccardo. Where? Just one word. But Mia could read the subtext. Where are you? What store? I'm coming. Her heart hammered. She typed back before she could overthink it. Mia. Boutique Celeste. Soho. Why? The dots appeared and disappeared 3 times. Then, Riccardo. Stay there. Mia stared at her phone. Stay there. Like he was... No. He wasn't coming here. He wasn't driving to Soho on a Saturday afternoon because his secretary sent him a photo of a dress. Except apparently he was. Because 15 minutes later, Mia had tried on 2 more dresses in a panic, settled back on the red one, and was standing in the fitting room trying to decide if she'd just made the biggest mistake of her professional life. Someone knocked on the fitting room door. The sales associate, probably, checking if she needed different sizes. Just a minute, Mia called. Mia, open the door. She froze. That was not the sales associate. That was Riccardo, her boss, at the fitting room. Because she'd sent him a photo and he'd asked where, and then apparently driven across Manhattan in weekend traffic to show up at a boutique. Riccardo? She said through the door, her voice higher than normal. Open the door, Mia. I'm not dressed. You're wearing the red dress. I can see your feet under the door. Open it. Mia looked down. Her heels, the ones she'd worn to see if they matched the dress, were clearly visible under the fitting room door. She took a breath, smoothed the dress, reminded herself this had been her idea. She'd started this. She'd sent the photo deliberately, knowing what it might do. She opened the door. Riccardo Santini stood in the narrow hallway between fitting rooms, looking completely out of place in his casual Saturday clothes, dark jeans, black Henley, leather jacket. He also looked intense, focused, like he'd driven here with singular purpose. "Hi," Mia managed. "Hi." His eyes traveled down her body, taking in the dress, then back up to her face. "You look—" He stopped, seemed to gather himself. "Can I come in?" "Into the fitting room?" "Unless you want to have this conversation in the hallway where anyone can hear." "Have what conversation?" "The one where I tell you that you've been driving me insane for 12 months and that photo you sent was either the best or worst thing you could have done to me." Mia stepped back. Riccardo entered the fitting room, closed the door behind him, and suddenly the small space felt microscopic. He was too big, too close, too everything. "Why did you send me that photo?" he asked quietly. Mia's brain struggled to form words. "I wanted your opinion on the dress?" "Bullshit. You wanted to see what I'd do. You wanted to see if I'd react." His hand came up to the wall beside her head, caging her in. "You wanted to see if the way I've been looking at you for the past year means what you think it means." "And does it?" Mia whispered. "What do you think?" His other hand came up, cupping her face, thumb brushing her cheekbone. "You think I'd drive to Soho on a Saturday afternoon for every employee who sends me photos?" "I don't know. Maybe you're very dedicated to fashion advice." He laughed, actually laughed, low and warm. "You're killing me. You've been killing me for months. Walking into my office in your professional little outfits, being efficient and perfect, and completely oblivious to the fact that I'm losing my mind watching you." "I'm not oblivious," Mia said. "I noticed. I just didn't think. I thought maybe I was imagining it, that I was reading too much into looks and moments, that you were just being professional and I was being pathetic. You're not pathetic. You're the most incredible woman I've ever met. You're smart and funny, and you keep me organized, and you don't take shit from anyone, including me. And you look—" His eyes traveled down her body again. "You look fucking beautiful in that dress. Riccardo, tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me you feel this too. This thing between us that's been building for months." "I feel it," Mia admitted. "I felt it for so long I thought I was going insane. Thought I was making it up because I wanted it to be real. It's real." His thumb traced her jaw. "Very real, and I'm done pretending it's not. I'm done being professional and appropriate when all I want is to kiss you until you forget your own name." "Then why haven't you?" "Because you're my secretary. Because there are rules about this kind of thing. Because I didn't want to be the boss who hits on his employee and makes her uncomfortable." He leaned closer. "But you sent me that photo. You made the first move. So tell me, Mia, did you want me to come here? Did you want me to show up and find you in this fitting room?" "Yes," she breathed. "Why?" "Because I'm tired of waiting. Tired of the tension and the looks and nothing happening. Tired of being the good girl who plays it safe. I wanted—" She stopped, gathered courage. "I wanted you to do something about it. Something like this." He kissed her. Not gentle, not tentative. He kissed her like he'd been thinking about it for 12 months and was done waiting. His mouth was firm on hers, demanding, and Mia made a sound she'd never made before, something between a gasp and a moan. His hand slid from her face into her hair, angling her head to deepen the kiss. His other hand found her waist, pulling her against him, and Mia's hands fisted in his shirt because she needed something to hold on to, or she was going to collapse. He tasted like coffee and something darker, something that made her head spin. The kiss was intense, consuming, everything she'd imagined and more. When he finally pulled back, they were both breathing hard. "Tell me this is okay," he said against her lips. "Tell me I didn't misread everything. Tell me you want this." "I want this. I want you. I've wanted you for so long I can't remember what it felt like not to want you." "Good. Because I'm not going back. I'm not pretending anymore. You're mine now, Mia. You understand that?" "I'm yours," she agreed, kissing him again. They made out in the fitting room like teenagers, hands exploring carefully. He was respectful even while being intense, never pushing too far, always checking her reactions. When his hand slid down her side to rest on her hip, he paused. "Too much?" he asked. "Not enough," she breathed. He smiled against her mouth. "We're in a public fitting room. I'm exercising restraint." "I don't want restraint." "Yes, you do. Because when I finally get you alone properly, I want time. I want privacy. I want to take my time learning every inch of you." He kissed her jaw, her neck. "This..." He gestured at the fitting room. "This is just the preview." Mia shivered. "You're very confident about getting me alone properly. You sent me a photo of yourself in a dress and asked if it looked okay. You started this. I'm just finishing it." He pulled back, looked at her seriously. "Unless you want to stop. Unless this is too fast or too much, or..." "Don't you dare stop," Mia interrupted. "Don't you dare go back to being professional and appropriate. I sent you that photo because I wanted exactly this. I wanted you to show up. I wanted you to kiss me. I wanted..." She stopped, flushed. "I wanted to see if the tension was real, or just me being delusional." "It's real. Very, very real. And we're going to talk about it. About us. About what this means for work. About all of it." He kissed her softly. "But first, answer me honestly. Does the dress look okay?" Mia laughed. "That's what you're asking right now? You sent me a photo asking for my opinion. I'm giving it." He stepped back, looked at her properly. "It looks incredible. You look incredible, but you're not wearing it." "What?" "The dress. You're not wearing it to your friend's wedding or wherever you were planning to wear it." "Why not?" "Because I'll spend the entire event thinking about taking it off you. And that's not appropriate for a wedding." His smile was wicked. "You need a different dress. Something less..." He gestured vaguely. "Less this. Less red and fitted. Less perfect. Less distracting. Less mine." "Yours?" "Mine. You're mine now, Mia. That means I have opinions about what you wear when other men can see you. Is that too possessive? Too much? Tell me if it's too much." "It's not too much," Mia said honestly. I kind of love it, actually." "Good. Because I'm very possessive. It's a flaw. You should know that before this goes any further." "What if I like your flaws?" "Then you're perfect for me." He kissed her again, softer this time. "Get changed. I'm taking you to dinner." "Now?" "Right now. We're going to go somewhere nice. We're going to have an actual conversation about this, and then I'm going to take you home and spend the rest of the evening kissing you until you forget that sending me that photo was supposed to be a risky move." It was a risky move. It was the best move, because now I don't have to pretend anymore. Now I can just... He cupped her face. "Just be honest about wanting you." After Ricardo left the fitting room, reluctantly, with one last kiss, Mia changed back into her clothes in a daze. Her lips were swollen. Her hair was a mess. She looked thoroughly kissed. She looked happy. The sales associate gave her a knowing look when she emerged. "Find everything okay?" "Yes. I'll take the red dress. And maybe something else. Something less..." Mia paused, remembering Ricardo's words. less perfect. Honey, if that's the man you're shopping for, you wear whatever makes him look at you like that. Trust me. Ricardo was waiting outside the boutique, leaning against his car, an expensive black sedan that screamed money and power. When he saw her, he smiled. "Ready?" he asked. "For dinner? For everything. Dinner, conversation, us. All of it." Mia took his offered hand. "I'm ready." They went to a small Italian restaurant in the West Village, the kind of place that was clearly expensive but felt intimate. Ricardo knew the owner, was greeted with enthusiasm, led them to a private table in the back. "You come here often?" Mia asked. "Often enough. It's quiet. Private. Good for conversations you don't want overheard." "Conversations about what?" "About how my secretary just sent me a photo that made me leave a meeting with my accountant mid-sentence to drive to Soho. About how I kissed her in a fitting room, and now need to figure out how we do this without violating every HR policy my company has." "We could not do this," Mia suggested. "We could go back to professional and appropriate." "Could we?" Ricardo reached across the table, took her hand. "Because I don't think I can. I don't think I can go back to watching you and wanting you and doing nothing about it." "I don't want to go back either," Mia admitted. "I sent you that photo because I was done waiting, done being safe, done pretending the tension wasn't real. So what do? We figure it out. We talk to HR. We make it official and appropriate. She paused. "Wait, is this even what you want? Like, actually? Or is this just what? A fling? A moment of weakness?" Ricardo squeezed her hand. "Mia, I've been thinking about you for 12 months. 12 months of noticing everything about you. How you take your coffee. How you bite your lip when you're concentrating. How you're kind to everyone even when they don't deserve it. This isn't a moment. This is..." He stopped. "This is me being honest about wanting something real with you. If you want that too." "I want that too," Mia said. "I've wanted it for so long I forgot what it felt like to not want it." "Then we make it work. We talk to HR on Monday. We follow proper protocols. We do this right." "And until Monday?" Ricardo smiled. "Until Monday, we enjoy being able to do this." He leaned across the table and kissed her, without worrying about professional boundaries. They had dinner. Incredible Italian food that Mia barely tasted because she was too focused on Ricardo. On his hands, his smile, the way he looked at her like she was the most interesting thing in the room. After dinner, he drove her home to her apartment in Brooklyn, walked her to her door like a gentleman. "Can I come in?" he asked. "Yes. But..." Mia paused. "Just so we're clear on expectations, I want to, but..." "Mia, breathe. I'm not expecting anything except more time with you. We can sit on your couch and watch terrible television. We can talk. We can make out like teenagers if you want. Whatever you're comfortable with." "I want all of that," she said honestly. "Especially the making out part." "Then let's start there." They ended up on her couch, wrapped around each other, kissing until Mia's lips were swollen and her brain was mush. Ricardo was good at this, patient, attentive, reading her reactions, never pushing further than she was ready for. Around midnight, he reluctantly pulled away. "I should go." "You could stay," Mia offered. Just to sleep. Nothing else. Just stay." "If I stay, I won't want to sleep. And you need to sleep. And we need to pace ourselves." He kissed her forehead. "Monday. We make this official Monday. And then..." He smiled. "Then we have all the time in the world." After he left, Mia lay in bed staring at her ceiling, replaying the entire day. She'd sent a photo. He'd shown up. They'd kissed in a fitting room, had dinner, made plans. She'd been brave, and it had worked. Her phone buzzed. Ricardo. Thank you for the photo and for being brave enough to send it. Sweet dreams, Mia. Mia smiled and typed back. Thank you for showing up. Sweet dreams, Ricardo. She fell asleep thinking about red dresses and fitting rooms and the way Ricardo looked at her like she was everything. Monday was going to be interesting. Monday morning arrived with significantly more anxiety than Mia had anticipated. She'd spent Sunday replaying Saturday. The photo, the fitting room, Ricardo showing up, the kiss that had made her forget her own name, the dinner, the making out on her couch. All of it felt surreal in the bright light of a Monday morning. Now she had to walk into the office and face her boss, who was also now, what? Her boyfriend? Her something? They'd agreed to make it official with HR, but what did that even mean? Mia stood in front of her closet for 20 minutes trying to decide what to wear. Everything felt loaded with meaning. Too professional seemed like she was trying to pretend Saturday didn't happen. Too casual seemed inappropriate. Too attractive seemed like she was trying too hard. She settled on her usual work uniform, pencil skirt, blouse, cardigan, and told herself to stop overthinking. Her phone buzzed as she was leaving her apartment. Ricardo. Good morning, breathe. It's going to be fine. See you soon. Mia smiled despite her nerves. He knew she was freaking out. Of course he did. Mia. How do you know I'm not breathing? Ricardo. Because I know you. You're standing in front of your closet second-guessing your outfit. You changed at least twice. And you're wondering if this is all a huge mistake. Am I close? Mia. Disturbingly accurate. Ricardo. It's not a mistake. Saturday wasn't a mistake. This isn't a mistake. Trust me. Mia. Okay. Trusting you. See you soon. The office felt different when Mia walked in at 8:30. Nothing had actually changed. Same fluorescent lights, same coffee smell, same morning chatter from the early arrivals. But everything felt different because she was different. She'd kissed her boss in a fitting room. She'd made out with him on her couch. She'd crossed every professional line she'd ever drawn. And she didn't regret it at all. Ricardo's office door was closed when she arrived at her desk. He was already in, had been since 7 according to the calendar. Mia set down her bag, started her computer, tried to look normal. 5 minutes later, Ricardo's door opened. Mia, can you come in here for a minute? Professional. Appropriate. Exactly how he always sounded asking her to come into his office. Except when Mia walked in and closed the door, he was smiling. Hi, he said. Hi. How was the rest of your weekend? Weird. I kept replaying Saturday, wondering if I'd imagined it. You didn't imagine it. Ricardo moved around his desk, stopped in front of her. This is real. We're real. And I meant what I said. We're doing this properly, starting with HR. When? 9 a.m. I called Jennifer on Friday. Friday? Before I sent you the photo? Yes. I'd already decided I was done waiting. Was going to tell you this week that I wanted to take you to dinner. Ask you properly. Do the whole thing right. He smiled. Then you sent me that photo and accelerated the timeline significantly. You were going to ask me out. Was working up the courage, yes. Had a whole plan. Flowers, appropriate professional distance while asking, reassurance about power dynamics and HR protocols. Very smooth. And instead I sent you a photo and you showed up at a fitting room. Best plan revision ever. He touched her face gently. I missed you yesterday. You saw me Saturday night. I know. Still missed you Sunday. He kissed her, brief, sweet, then stepped back. Okay, professional distance until we talk to HR. But after that, he smiled. After that, I'm taking you to lunch. Somewhere nice. Somewhere we can hold hands and not worry about people seeing. People are going to talk. Let them. I don't care what people think. I care about doing this right, following protocols, making sure you're protected and comfortable. At 9 a.m., They walked into HR together. Jennifer Martinez, the HR director, was expecting them, which explained why she didn't look surprised when Ricardo and Mia entered her office. "Morning," Jennifer said. Ricardo mentioned there was a situation that needed addressing. "Situation is one word for it," Ricardo said. "As of Saturday, Mia and I are in a relationship. We want to follow proper protocols. Make sure everything is documented and appropriate." Jennifer looked at Mia. "And you want this? This isn't pressure or coercion or anything you're uncomfortable with?" "I want this," Mia said firmly. "I initiated it, actually. He's been very respectful about boundaries and consent and everything else." "Good, because that matters." Jennifer pulled out forms. "Here's how this works. We document the relationship. You both sign acknowledgments about workplace conduct. Mia, you have the option to transfer to a different department if you want. No pressure, no retaliation if you choose that." "I don't want to transfer," Mia said. "I like my job. I'm good at it. I also want to date Ricardo." "Then we make it work, but there are rules." Jennifer looked at Ricardo. "No preferential treatment. No discussing relationship matters at work. No public displays of affection in the office. You maintain professional boundaries during work hours." "Understood," Ricardo said. "And Mia, if at any point this becomes uncomfortable or problematic, you come directly to me. No questions asked. You're protected. Legally, professionally, all of it." "Thank you," Mia said. They spent 30 minutes filling out paperwork, signing acknowledgments, reviewing policies. By 9:30, it was official, documented, appropriate. "Congratulations," Jennifer said as they left. "And Ricardo, don't screw this up. Mia's the best secretary you've ever had. If you make this weird and she quits, I'm holding you personally responsible." "Noted," Ricardo said seriously. "I have no intention of screwing this up." Back at Mia's desk, the morning proceeded almost normally. Calls, emails, schedule management. Ricardo had meetings. Mia handled logistics. Everything was professional, except for the moments when Ricardo would walk past her desk and smile, or when he'd brush her hand passing her documents. Small things. Private things. Things no one else would notice, but that made Mia's heart race. At 11:30, Sarah from accounting appeared at Mia's desk. "Hey, coffee break?" "Sure. Give me 5 minutes." In the break room, Sarah got directly to the point. "So, you and Mr. Santini." Mia's stomach dropped. "What about us?" "Come on, you walked into HR together this morning. Jennifer never schedules meetings with both a boss and employee unless it's serious. And you've been smiling at your desk all morning. What's going on?" Mia paused. How much should she say? "We're dating. As of this weekend. We went to HR to make it official and appropriate." Sarah's eyes widened. "You're dating the boss? Mia Johnson, modest and professional Mia, is dating Ricardo Santini?" "Yes." "How? When? Why didn't you tell me?" "It happened fast. Saturday. And I'm telling you now." "Saturday? Like 2 days ago Saturday?" "It's been building for a while. We just finally did something about it." Sarah studied her. "You look happy. Like, genuinely happy. Not stressed or worried, just happy." "I am happy. Is that weird?" "No, it's actually really sweet. He looks at you, you know. Has for months. I noticed but thought maybe I was imagining it." "You weren't imagining it." "Does this mean we need to stop calling him Mr. Santini and start calling him Ricardo, or—" "At work, he's still Mr. Santini. We're keeping it professional during office hours." "That's very mature and appropriate." "We're trying." By lunch, the entire office knew. Not because Mia or Ricardo said anything, but because office gossip moved faster than email. People were curious, speculative, but mostly supportive. "Good for you," Marcus from legal said in the elevator. "He's been alone too long. Needs someone normal to keep him grounded." You've been here longer than any of his previous assistants, Patricia from operations mentioned in passing. That's saying something. He's difficult to work for. He's not difficult, Mia defended automatically. He just has high standards. Patricia smiled. And now you're dating him. Yeah, you've got it bad. At noon, Ricardo appeared at her desk. Lunch? Yes. Where are we going? Somewhere we can talk without being overheard by everyone in this building. They went to a small French bistro 3 blocks away. Ricardo held her hand walking there, pulled out her chair, ordered wine with lunch because we're celebrating and I cleared my afternoon schedule. You cleared your afternoon? Mia asked. You never clear your afternoon. I'm making changes, prioritizing differently, starting with lunch with my girlfriend. He said the word deliberately, testing it. Is that okay? Calling you my girlfriend? That's perfect. Is it okay if I call you my boyfriend? Absolutely. Though if my mother asks, I'm telling her you're significantly more than my girlfriend. She'll have opinions about timelines and seriousness. Your mother? Italian Catholic mother, who's been on me about settling down for 10 years. You dating me is going to make her very happy. Fair warning, she's going to want to meet you immediately. How immediately? This weekend. She'll insist on Sunday dinner. Big family thing. Loud, chaotic, overwhelming. I can tell her no if that's too fast. It's fast, Mia said. But I want to meet her, meet your family. If this is serious, and I think it is, then I should probably know the people who matter to you. They're going to love you. But they're also going to be a lot. 20 people. 3 courses. Everyone talking simultaneously in a mix of Italian and English. My Nonna will interrogate you about your intentions. My sisters will want to know everything. He paused. It's a lot. I can handle a lot. I know you can. You handle me daily. That's significantly harder than handling my family. You're not hard to handle. Mia, I'm demanding and particular, and I have impossibly high standards for everything. You make it look easy, but it's not. Maybe I just understand you. Maybe you do, better than anyone else. He reached across the table, took her hand. This is real for me, not a fling. Not a workplace romance that burns out in 6 months. He stopped, seemed to gather courage. I want everything with you. Long-term, serious, the whole thing. After 1 weekend? After 18 months of watching you. 1 weekend of finally being honest about it. And yes, after 1 weekend I know. I want everything. With you. Is that too much? Too fast? It's fast, Mia admitted. But it's also exactly what I want. I'm not interested in casual. I never have been. If we're doing this, I want it to be real. Then it's real. Officially. You and me. Serious. Long term. Everything. They spent lunch talking about logistics, how to handle work, how to navigate the office knowing everyone was watching, how to maintain professional boundaries while also being honest about being together. People are going to speculate, Ricardo said, about whether you earned your position or whether I gave it to you because we're dating. I earned my position, Mia said firmly. I was your secretary for 18 months before Saturday. I was good at my job before we started dating. You were. You are. The best I've ever had. But people will still talk. Let them talk. I know the truth. You know the truth. That's what matters. After lunch, walking back to the office, Ricardo pulled her into a quiet alcove between buildings. I've wanted to do this all morning, he said, kissing her properly. Professional boundaries are killing me. We're at work in 4 hours. You can survive 4 hours. Can I? You're sitting right outside my office looking beautiful and competent, and all I want is to kiss you. You're very focused on kissing. I'm focused on you. Kissing is just the most immediate way to express that. They made it through the afternoon maintaining professional distance. Mia fielded calls, managed schedules, organized meetings. Ricardo had back-to-back appointments. Everything was normal. Except at 5 o'clock when most people had left, Ricardo appeared at her desk. "Dinner tonight?" he asked. "I should probably go home. I've been with you since Saturday. You'll get sick of me." "Impossible. I've wanted this for 18 months. I'm not getting sick of you after 3 days. What about your work? Don't you usually stay until 7? "I'm reprioritizing. Work can wait. You can't." They ended up at his apartment. A massive space in Tribeca with floor-to-ceiling windows and expensive furniture that somehow still felt comfortable. Mia had been here before for work purposes, dropping off documents, picking up files. But being here as his girlfriend felt different. "Wine?" Ricardo offered. "Yes, please." They sat on his couch, much nicer than Mia's, drinking wine and talking about everything and nothing. About growing up, about family, about what they wanted from life. "I was engaged once," Ricardo said around 8 p.m. 5 years ago. To someone my mother approved of. Someone from a good Italian family with the right connections. It lasted 6 months. She wanted the name and the money. Didn't actually want me. "What happened?" "I called it off. Realized I'd rather be alone than with someone who saw me as a means to an end." He looked at Mia. "You don't do that. See me as means to anything. You see me. Just me. Of course I see you. You're..." Mia searched for words. "You're brilliant and funny and demanding in the best way. You make me want to be better at everything. That's not about your name or your money. That's about you. That's why I love you." Mia's breath caught. "What?" "I love you. I've been in love with you for months, since you told me that meeting with Davidson was a waste of time and I should cancel it. You were right. He was an idiot. And I thought, this woman is brilliant and honest and doesn't care about my ego. I want her. You love me?" "Completely. Have for months. Just couldn't say it because you were my secretary and I was your boss and there were boundaries, but now..." He touched her face. "Now I can be honest. I love you, Mia Johnson. Not because you're convenient or because you make my life easier, though you do. But because you're you. Smart and kind and brave enough to send me a photo of yourself in a red dress just to see what I'd do." "I love you too," Mia said. "I've loved you for so long I forgot what it felt like not to love you." "Good, because I plan to keep you. Forever. If you'll let me." "Forever sounds good." They kissed until Mia lost track of time, until she forgot about work and boundaries and what day it was, until the only thing that mattered was Ricardo's hands in her hair and his mouth on hers, and the feeling of being wanted completely. Around 11, he reluctantly pulled away. "Stay tonight." "Stay? Here. With me. Just sleep. I'm not expecting anything more. I just want you here. Want to wake up with you. Want to have breakfast together tomorrow. Is that okay?" "That's perfect." They ended up in his bed. Enormous, comfortable, with sheets that probably cost more than Mia's rent. Ricardo lent her a t-shirt to sleep in. They lay wrapped around each other talking until 1 a.m. "My mother's going to love you," Ricardo murmured against her hair. "Fair warning. She's going to plan our wedding after meeting you once. We've been dating 3 days. She won't care. She's been waiting for grandchildren for years. The moment she sees I'm serious about you, she's going to start planning. Is that okay? Her assuming we're serious? We are serious. At least I am. Are you?" "I'm serious. I'm all in. Just, your mother planning our wedding seems fast. Welcome to Italian families. Everything is fast and loud and overwhelming. You'll adjust." Mia fell asleep in Ricardo's arms, thinking about Italian mothers and wedding planning, and the fact that her life had completely changed in the span of 3 days. All because she'd been brave enough to send a photo and ask, "Does this look okay?" Best decision she'd ever made. Sunday dinner at the Santini house was exactly as overwhelming as Ricardo had warned. Possibly more so, because no amount of warning could actually prepare someone for the reality of a full Italian family gathering. Mia stood on the front porch of a beautiful brownstone in Carroll Gardens, holding a bottle of wine she'd agonized over for 20 minutes at the store. Was Chianti too obvious? Was Barolo too expensive? Would they judge her for bringing anything at all? Trying not to panic about meeting Ricardo's entire family at once. "Breathe," Ricardo said, taking her free hand and squeezing gently. "They're going to love you. I promise." "You don't know that. What if they think I'm not good enough? What if they think I'm just your secretary trying to marry up? What if—" "Mia, stop. They're going to love you because I love you, and because you're lovable, and because my mother has already decided you're perfect based on my descriptions. She told me 3 times this week that you sound wonderful. That's unprecedented. What if I use the wrong fork, or say something offensive, or there are no wrong forks, and you're not going to offend anyone unless you tell Nonna her cooking is mediocre, which you won't because it's incredible. Just be yourself. That's all they need." Before Mia could spiral further into panic, the door flew open with dramatic timing. A woman in her 60s stood there. Elegant, with gray-streaked dark hair pulled back in a neat bun, wearing an apron that said, "Nonna's Kitchen" in faded letters, and with Ricardo's eyes in a softer, warmer face. "Ricardo! And this must be Mia. Come in, come in. Don't stand on the porch like strangers." "Mama, this is Mia. Mia, my mother, Teresa Santini." Teresa pulled Mia into a hug before she could offer a hand. "Welcome. Ricardo told me all about you. Said you're brilliant and beautiful and make him happy. This is good. He needs happy. Come, everyone's waiting." Everyone turned out to be approximately 20 people crammed into a dining room that seated 12 comfortably. Teresa's husband Antonio, older, quieter, with kind eyes. Ricardo's 2 sisters, Gianna and Lucia, with their husbands. Various cousins, aunts, uncles. Children running around with the casual chaos of a family that gathered regularly. And presiding over everything from the head of the table, Nonna Rosa, 94 years old, sharp-eyed, wrapped in a black cardigan despite the May warmth. "Nonna," Ricardo said, leading Mia over. "This is Mia. Mia, my grandmother." Nonna Rosa studied Mia with disconcerting intensity. "You're the secretary." "Yes, ma'am." "You make my grandson smile. This is good. He's been too serious, too much work, not enough life." She patted the chair next to her. "You sit here. We talk." Dinner was chaos, the best kind. 3 courses appearing in rapid succession, everyone talking simultaneously, switching between English and Italian mid-sentence. Children were corrected in Italian, praised in English, shooed away from the table when they got too rowdy. The food was incredible. Homemade pasta with meat sauce, chicken cacciatore that had been simmering since morning, vegetables roasted with herbs, bread still warm from the oven, and wine. So much wine. "More bread, Mia," Teresa insisted, adding pieces to her plate. "You're too skinny. Ricardo, you don't feed her?" "She feeds herself, Mama." "Not enough. Look at her, skinny. She needs meat. Nonna, tell Ricardo." "Ricardo knows," Nonna interrupted. "He's feeding her. Look at her face. She's happy. Happy girls eat." Throughout dinner, Mia fielded questions from everyone. What did she do before working for Ricardo? Where did she grow up? Did she have family? What were her intentions toward Ricardo? That last one came from Lucia, his younger sister, who was either protective or nosy. Mia couldn't tell which. My intentions? Mia asked. Yes. Are you serious about my brother? Or is this a fling? Because if it's a fling, walk away now. He's been alone long enough. Don't waste his time. Lucia, Ricardo warned. It's fine, Mia said. I'm serious, very serious. Not a fling, not casual. I love him. The table went quiet. Then Teresa started crying. She loves him. Did you hear? She said love. Mama, you're being dramatic. I'm being a mother. You're 40 years old. 39. 39. Finally you find someone, and she loves you. This is big. I'm allowed to cry. Antonio patted his wife's hand. Leave them alone, Teresa. They're happy. That's what matters. I'm happy. I'm crying because I'm happy. After dinner, Ricardo's sisters cornered Mia in the kitchen while she helped clean up. So, Gianna said, drying dishes. You and Ricardo. Yes? How serious are we talking? Because Mama's already looking at venues. Venues for what? Your wedding. She's been waiting decades for Ricardo to settle down. Now that he has, she's not waiting for him to actually propose before starting to plan. We've been dating a week. That's basically engaged in Italian family terms, Lucia added. Once Mama decides you're part of the family, you're stuck. Hope you're okay with that. I'm okay with that, Mia said honestly. Your family is wonderful, loud and overwhelming, but wonderful. You haven't seen us fight yet. Wait until someone brings up politics, or soccer, or whether pineapple belongs on pizza. Does it? Absolutely not, both sisters said simultaneously. That's the correct answer, Gianna added. You'll fit in fine. Later, after most people had left and Mia was helping Teresa pack up leftovers, Ricardo's mother pulled her aside. I want to tell you something, Teresa said quietly. Ricardo's father and I, we've been married 42 years. Good years, hard years, everything in between. But we made it work because we chose each other. Every day, even when it was hard. Why are you telling me this? Because my son loves you. Really loves you. I haven't seen him this happy in... She paused. Maybe ever. And I want you to know that's special. That's real. Don't run away when it gets hard. Because it will get hard. Being with someone like Ricardo, powerful, demanding, connected to things we don't talk about, it's complicated. But if you love him, you stay. You choose him. Every day. I'm not going anywhere, Mia said. I love him. I'm all in. Good. Then welcome to the family, officially. You're stuck with us now. On the drive home, Ricardo reached for Mia's hand. That was overwhelming. I'm sorry. Don't be. Your family is amazing. They interrogated you. They wanted to know if I'm serious about you. That's fair. They love you. They're protective. My mother cried. Happy tears. Because you're happy. That's sweet. My grandmother cornered you for 20 minutes. She told me stories about you as a kid. Did you really steal a car at 14? Borrowed. I borrowed a car, and I returned it. Your nonna said you stole it, and your father had to pay off the owner to not press charges. That's a very negative way to frame youthful enthusiasm. Mia laughed. I love your family. They're loud and chaotic and up in your business, but they're also warm and welcoming, and they obviously love you. They loved you. My mother pulled me aside before we left. Said you're perfect. That I better not screw this up. Nonna said the same thing. Lucia and Gianna gave me the thumbs up. Even Antonio, who never approves of anyone, told me you seem smart and genuine. Your family's approval matters to you. More than I want to admit. They're my people. If they didn't like you... He paused. It would have been harder, not impossible. I'd still choose you, but harder. Good thing they liked me then. Very good thing. 3 months into dating, Mia realized she'd accidentally acquired an entire extended Italian family. Sunday dinners were mandatory. She'd learned to make 3 different pasta shapes from scratch under Teresa's exacting supervision. She knew which cousins weren't speaking to each other, currently 3 sets, for reasons no one would explain. She understood that when Nonna said just 1 bite, she meant 3 servings. She'd learned to argue about soccer with appropriate hand gestures. She'd also learned that dating Ricardo came with complications, like the night someone broke into her apartment. She'd been home alone. Ricardo had a late meeting when she heard someone at her door. Not knocking, working the lock. Mia grabbed her phone and texted Ricardo. "Someone's trying to break into my apartment." His response was immediate. "Lock yourself in the bathroom. I'm calling security. They'll be there in 3 minutes." 3 minutes later, Ricardo's security team arrived and found a man trying to pick her lock. Someone who'd been hired to send a message about Ricardo's business dealings. Ricardo arrived 10 minutes after that, looking more dangerous than Mia had ever seen him. "You're moving in with me," he said. "No discussion, no question." "I can't just—" "Yes, you can. Your apartment isn't secure. Someone targeted you because of me. I'm not letting you stay somewhere I can't protect you." "Ricardo, please." He touched her face. "Please, Mia. I can't. I need to know you're safe. Let me keep you safe." She moved in the next weekend. Ricardo's apartment became their apartment. Her things mixed with his, her books on his shelves, her coffee mugs in his kitchen, her toiletries in his bathroom. It felt natural, right, like they'd been living together for years instead of months. "This is fast," Mia said one night, curled up on their couch. "It's necessary. Someone came after you because of me. I won't apologize for keeping you safe. I'm not complaining, just observing that we went from dating to living together in 3 months." "Too fast?" "No. Perfect timing, actually." 6 months in, Ricardo proposed. Not with fanfare or public displays. Just the 2 of them in their apartment on a random Tuesday night. "Marry me," he said, putting down his dinner fork. Mia blinked. "What?" "Marry me. I love you. You love me. We're already living together. My mother has been planning our wedding since Sunday dinner one. Nonna keeps asking when I'm making it official, and He pulled out a box. "I want to marry you. Want you to be my wife. Want everything with you. Forever. Is that okay?" "You're proposing over chicken? Would you prefer I wait for a fancy dinner? I can do that. I can plan something elaborate. But I'd rather just—" He opened the box, revealing a stunning emerald-cut diamond. "Ask you now. Honest. Direct. The way we've always been with each other." "Yes," Mia said immediately. "Yes? Yes, I'll marry you. Obviously. Did you think I'd say no? Was maybe 70% sure you'd say yes. 30% worried you'd think it was too fast. It's not too fast. It's perfect." She held out her hand. "Put the ring on me." He did. It fit perfectly. "I had your size from the jewelry you wear to work. Measured one of your rings. Hope that's not creepy." "It's thorough. That's very you. Is that good?" "That's perfect. You're perfect. This is perfect. All of it." They got married 4 months later in Teresa's garden, with approximately 100 family members in attendance. Nonna cried. Teresa cried. Even Antonio got misty-eyed. "You look beautiful," Ricardo said when he saw her walking down the aisle. "You're not supposed to tell me that yet. Wait for the vows." "I can't wait. You're beautiful. You're mine. And I'm the luckiest man in the world." Flatterer. Truth-teller. The reception was exactly as chaotic as expected. 300 people, 7 courses, music that went until 2 a.m. Dancing and wine and speeches from siblings and cousins and people Mia was still learning to place in the family tree. Happy? Ricardo asked during their first dance. Completely. You? Never been happier. You sent me a photo of yourself in a red dress 10 months ago and changed my entire life. You showed up at a fitting room. That changed mine. Best decision I ever made. Epilogue. 2 years later. Mia sat at her desk, still Ricardo's secretary despite being his wife because she was damn good at her job and wasn't giving it up, sorting through emails when her phone buzzed. Ricardo, does this look okay? With a photo attached. She opened it. Ricardo in their apartment, holding up 2 ties against his shirt, looking genuinely confused. Mia laughed and typed back. Where? Ricardo. Home. Don't even think about it. I learned from last time. You show up here, we're going to be late for dinner with your parents. Mia. The blue tie. Matches your eyes. Ricardo. You're perfect. I love you. See you in 20 minutes. Mia smiled at her phone, thinking about how much had changed since that Saturday in Soho. She'd been brave enough to send a photo. He'd been brave enough to show up. They'd been brave enough to choose each other despite complications and power dynamics and everyone's opinions. And now she was sitting at her desk, wearing his ring, living in their apartment, planning their future. All because she'd asked, "Does this look okay?" And he'd replied, "Where?" and shown up at a fitting room to prove he was all in. Best text she'd ever sent. Best decision they'd ever made. Mrs. Santini? Sarah from accounting appeared at her desk. Your husband wants to know if you remembered to pick up the dessert for tonight. Tell Mr. Santini that yes, I remembered, and that he should stop bothering accounting with personal messages. He says it's urgent. Tell him nothing is that urgent. Sarah grinned. I love that you guys still do this. 2 years married, and you're still disgustingly cute. We're professional. You're adorable. There's a difference. After Sarah left, Mia's phone buzzed again. Ricardo. I'm not adorable. I'm intimidating and dangerous. Mia. You're adorable. Accept it. Ricardo. I'm telling Nonna you're being disrespectful. Mia. Nonna loves me more than you. She'll take my side. Ricardo. Painfully accurate. See you soon. Love you. Mia. Love you too, even if you're adorable. She put her phone away, finished her emails, and thought about how lucky she was. She'd taken a risk on a red dress and a strategic photo. He'd taken a risk on showing up, and they'd built a life together. Chaotic and complicated and absolutely perfect. All because someone had been brave enough to ask, "Does this look okay?" And someone else had been brave enough to answer, "Where?" and show up. Best conversation they'd ever had. Best life they could have imagined. And it had all started in a fitting room with a kiss and a confession, and the decision to be brave.